Hello everybody and welcome back here to our Journeyman series. We are no longer in Wales, we have moved over to Top Os in the Netherlands, and we are kicking off the league today. We are in the second division, the Keukenkampioen-divisie, and we are kicking it off against RKC Walwick. In the second game, we'll be taking on Jong Otzee, and those are always going to be interesting games. And they're more like under 23 teams for some of the bigger Eredivisie clubs. So some other young clubs in this division are Ajax, PSV, Utrecht. But yeah, those are always going to be interesting. And those teams are not eligible for promotion. So that gives us a very good chance of at least making the playoffs this season. We're going to start off with transfer news. We have signed a couple of players. Starting off with Ryan Sturck. He is a 22-year-old Welsh midfielder. We picked him up after he was released by Birmingham City. We needed to add some midfield depth, and Ryan looks like he is a very solid midfielder. Doesn't do anything too spectacular, and is more of a jack-of-all-trades midfielder, so that gives us some good coverage in our midfield. Next up, a player that I am very excited about having is Gino Decker, a 26-year-old attacking winger. He will be starting on our right-hand side. He is either-footed, so he gives us some good flexibility on what side we can play him on. He spent the last 3 seasons at FC20, and he is another player that went through the Ajax Academy. So very happy to have Gino join our team. And then our last player is a young 18-year-old defensive midfielder. Scrive Wembangamo is a player that is going to be hopefully a player for the future. He has a lot of potential, and I'm expecting he will probably be getting called up to the youth teams of Congo. So I'm hoping that he develops into a nice player for us and will be with the club for a long time. That is all we have to go over there. Taking a look at how we did in the preseason, we did pretty dang good. So after that first one that you saw, we took on Fortuna Sittard. I believe they are in our league. Oh, actually they're in the Eredivisie. They got promoted last season, and we beat them 3-0. So that is a very good result for us. And then we took on another Eredivisie team. This time it was Vitesse. And it was a narrow 1-0 defeat against them. So at least in the preseason, we're showing that we are capable of hanging with some top flight teams. Hopefully that means it's going to translate into a good season for us. And then we finished out the preseason with 3 4-1 victories in a row. First one was against FC Eindhoven. And then we visited 2 Belgian teams and got those 4-1 victories. Standout player of preseason is definitely Thijs Oosting. He was ever present in our midfield, banging in some goals and getting assists along the way. So let's go ahead and switch over here to our team view, and we'll go through each player who will be in our starting lineup today, so you can get to know our team a little better. Starting with our goalkeeper, this is Kees Hemschkerk. He's 32 years old. He has a contract for 2 more years, but realistically, this will be his last season as our starter. He's very experienced and looks like he will be solid enough for us this season. Looked solid in preseason as well, so he is our number 1 to start off the season. Going to our right back position, Colin Seedorf is our starting right back. He is 28 years old. He has a contract through the end of the season, so he's definitely playing for a contract with us. If he impresses, we will definitely extend his contract, and if not, we have the flexibility of moving on without having to waste any money. He's very good mentally and physically, and technicals aren't super great, but they're all pretty average, and he looks good in the areas that matter. I think he'll fit in just good with us this season in our league. Moving on to our 2 center backs, This is our club captain, Dylan Dubrow, 28 years old. I very much like the way Dylan looks. He has pretty good technical, 13 heading, 15 marking, 11 tackling, plus 11 passing means we're able to play it out of defense, which is, of course, the Dutch way. Good mentals, 12 bravery, 12 composure, 13 determination, 13 leadership, 12 positioning, good work rate, and teamwork as well. Physicals are solid. I would prefer to see some greens in there, but not quite to that level yet. Dylan will be solid for us this season. And then our other starting center back is Boy Kemper, who I kind of went over briefly in our last episode. Plays for Ajax in real life. He's part of their young Ajax team. He's 24 years old, has a lot of potential still, and can play center back or left back, so that gives us some flexibility as well. Definitely liking what I see from Boy. And our final starter in our defensive line is Dennis Vos. He will be our starting left back. I might end up switching him and Boy now that I'm looking at it more closely. He is very good defensively. Going forward, he is not so good. 6 passing and 1 crossing. Not exactly what you want to see from a fullback in our system. Moving on to our midfield 3. Playing in our defensive midfield role, we have Donnie Warmadam, who I kind of went over last episode as well. Another player that is part of young Ajax in real life. And as a young Ajax player, he can play in a couple of positions as well. So good flexibility for us with Donnie. His acceleration and determination are 2 areas that I'm a little disappointed in, but he has very good potential and current ability. And in his 3 preseason games, he had an average rating of 7.53. So I'm excited to see what we can get out of Donnie going forward. In our box-to-box role, we have Hamdi Akujabi. He is a 23-year-old Nigerian midfielder. This will be his 3rd season at the club. He has some pretty good technical ability, 15 technique, 15 passing. He can finish the ball as well. Physicals are a little disappointing with 9 stamina and 7 balance. You would hope a midfielder, especially one that would be playing in our box-to-box midfield role, would have more than 9 stamina. So he will likely be getting subbed out a lot of our games, but another young player that has a lot of potential on our team. And probably my favorite player at the moment, Thijs Oosting, 23 years old as well. He was fantastic for us in the preseason. 5 goals, 1 assist, average rating of 7.5. So definitely super excited about Oosting this season. Now, our 3 attacking players. We already know about Gino Decker. He is going to be on our right-hand side. I think he's going to be fantastic for us this season. Only downside I see with him is his 8 stamina. We'll see if we can get that increased, but I think we will be alright with Gino. And on the left-hand side, we have Reda Karkouch, 27-year-old Dutch winger. Definitely a little bit weaker than Gino. A little bit better physical. Mentals probably just a little bit lower, but his technical ability is definitely a bit lower than Gino's. But I think we'll be alright with him for at least this season. And then our striker is Regino Sicilia, 28 years old from Curacao. A lot of experience at this level and has 26 national team appearances. He was pretty good in the preseason. Got on the score sheet, got a couple assists as well. He is our first choice striker this season, but we do have some capable options on the bench that I'm sure you will see throughout the season. But that is our starting lineup for today. Let's go ahead and get the season underway. We will be at home taking on RKC Walwick. Let's make Gino number 11. That sounds good to me. Our home stadium, what is it called again? Yeah, the Frans Hessen Stadion in Os, Netherlands. Let's go. And we are underway here. Let's start off with a big 3 points. Early free kick. Oh, Oosting almost scores a wonderful free kick in the first 6 minutes, but it goes just wide. That is why I like Oosting so much. He is just very, very good and contributes in all aspects of the game. That's a highlight for RKC. Let's not... Okay, I thought we were about to concede a penalty. The danger is still on here, but Oosting wins it back. Now let's see if we can create an attack out of this opportunity. Good switch of play. Decker has it on the right-hand side now. Can he whip it across? He does. He picks out Reda, who hits the crossbar. How unlucky. Alright, another free kick for us. Much deeper this time, so we play it short and look to create an attack the old-fashioned way. Vos, can he whip it across? Not quite. He passes it to Reda, who passes it back. Oosting has a shot. It falls to Dennis Vos. He scores the first competitive goal for us in our time here at Os. Definitely a lucky deflection that falls right to him. But he doesn't miss. 1-0 to Os. Another highlight here. Us on the ball. Reda was bringing it forward. He loses it, but wins it back. And he was looking to cross it in, but it gets cleared away, and we're getting counterattack now. It's a shot by RKC, and Hemskirk is there to save it. That looked like it was going into the bottom corner. Big save. And it's us on the ball again. End-to-end action going on here before halftime. Can he get off his shot? He does, and that was not too good. Probably the last highlight here before halftime. RKC has it in a dangerous position. That was a very poor pass, and now we're going to counterattack him here. Maybe we slow things down. Alright, that was very poor from us. So this shows there are some things for us to improve on going into our next game. We're still on the ball, and that's all that matters. We have plenty of time here to get our final attack off. Apparently that was a foul. Is that seriously going to be a red card? It is a straight red card right before halftime. Wow. Didn't see too much wrong in that challenge, but apparently it was enough for a red card. Halftime, 1-0 for us. We are looking good. And with that man advantage now, we should be in a good position the rest of the game. Just need to keep our concentration up for the rest of the game. We have an early highlight here. Can we make it 2-0 early on in the second half? That would be fantastic. Bringing it forward with Vos. And he loses out. Is it going to be a second red card? It is a second red for RKC after a second yellow card for Blanchard. We have 2-player advantage now. It's going to be tough for them to get back in the game, you would think. Whoa! Another red card? Is it? Wow, it really is. 3 red cards against RKC. They are having a shocker. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and make a substitution then. Let us bring on Mies de Wit for Reda. And we'll just do that little switcheroo right there. Here's just a closer look at Mies, 25-year-old. He was going to be our starting right-hand side inside forward. until we signed Gino, so he gives us a nice option coming off the bench. He's going to have a lot of playing time this season, and he's getting his first run out of the year. Let's see if he can create some magic, as we have a 3-player advantage right now, and we had a corner, but it is claimed by the keeper there. And they just boot it forward because they have they have no players out there anymore. This is the most red cards I have seen for a team in quite a very long time on FM, and that is goal number 2. Hamdi Akajobi gets his first goal of the season in the first game of the year. Let's go. Dennis Vos with an assist now. Goal and assist on the day. Having a great game. Another highlight here. Looking for a third goal now. Plenty of space out there on the pitch. Just winning the ball back instantly as soon as RKZ wins it. And it's a penalty. Osting's gonna step up for this penalty. Looking to make it 3-0 for us. And it's saved. Osting, I've been praising you, and you step up and have your shot saved. Man, oh, we make it 3-0 shortly afterwards. Regino Sicilia off of a Gino Decker free kick. Get in there. Let's just go ahead and make our second substitution on the day. Let's bring on Lyndon Salahi. He's a midfielder, 24 years old, from Albania. Pretty solid. Definitely very good mentally. Positioning, except, is a little low with 5. Physicals, a bit on the low end as well. But a good player to have off the bench. We're going to bring him on for Osting. And we'll hold on to our final substitution just a little bit longer here. And we'll just praise the players a little bit here. Wow. Poor RKC. They just can't do anything right now. They have no players forward. Oh, they do have one player forward now. But that just means they have no midfield. And we have another penalty. Who's stepping up this time? It is Mies. And he buries that one in the bottom corner. 4-0 now. Let us make that final substitution. Who do we want to bring on here? We're going to make a defensive substitution this time. We're going to bring on a center back, Rick Stu van den Herk. What a name. Let's bring him on for Boy Kemper, who didn't have a full preseason. So a good 70 minutes today in the first game will be nice for his fitness. And we are going to see out this game pretty easily, and we have an opportunity to make it even more than 4-0. Could be the very last highlight of the day. RKC have a free kick, and seriously guys, you have one player to mark between like the 7 of you, and he was wide open. But he has to shoot long, and it is well wide. And wow, we just lost out on the ball. What are we doing? Are we seriously trying to concede against an 8-man team? And there's the full-time whistle though. A 4-0 victory for us in the kickoff of the season. Definitely helped with 3 players sent off for RKC. And really it could have been a lot worse for them with that. I would have thought we had more possession than 57%, but guess not. But we'll leave it with 1 game today. I thought about going into 2 games today, but I think that'll make the episode a little long, so we'll keep it at 1 game for today. We'll go back to 2 games an episode next time. One thing that I did forget to go over is the season preview. We are projected to come in 7th place this season. That would be good enough for a playoff position. You can see in the preview they don't have any of the young teams because they're not eligible for promotion. But I'm feeling really optimistic about this season. I think we can definitely challenge for an automatic promotion spot this year. I haven't seen anything that makes me believe that we won't be able to do that. It is a little hard to judge just off of preseason, but I am feeling pretty good about the team we have put together here. And if we don't get promoted this year, definitely next year, I think we will be in a really, really good position. And I'm really excited about what we can do here with this team. This is the first team that I am really excited about and could see more than 2 years at this club, unless a big team comes in and swoops me away. I won't say no to that, but definitely think we can build something really special here. And I hope you join me in that ride. So if you're new around here, make sure you are subscribed and you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos coming to the channel. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave it a like down below as well. And until next time, it's been your Boyd 147.